Surely one can watch forever as Scourge invades the deep, sexy navel of a defenseless girl. But why did the parasite make such a weird choice? Why the belly button? There are several reasons. Long ago, back in the Middle Ages, the Scourge wasn't the only parasite. There were hundreds, even thousands of these creatures. It is not known who they are and where they came from, but rumor has it that these creatures were created and held by the devil himself. They invaded our world very suddenly and immediately attacked unsuspecting people. All these creatures are very different from each other, both in appearance and abilities. Some of them look like thin snakes with smooth skin, others like worms with a pronounced fragmentation of the body. Some more like rats or mice, and some have a large mouth with fangs and wings, which makes them a prototype of dragons. All these creatures penetrate the body of the victim in different ways, and some do not need it at all. The mouth and heart are the primary targets of attack. If the parasite does not need to make much effort to penetrate the mouth, it only needs to slide inside, then the heart is more complicated. The picture shows snake-like creatures piercing through the chest or back and eating their way through it. It is much rarer to see some of these creatures simply biting a person on their body parts like legs, arms, or neck. In an isolated case, one of the parasites can be seen attempting to enter the navel of the victim. We are informed that the church has trained special people to hunt and exterminate all these parasites. While there used to be hundreds or even thousands of these creatures, they are now found no more than once every few decades. Scourge is one of those creatures that has survived to this day. It is impossible to say whether Scourge appeared together with the first parasites or was born from another much later. First parasites penetrated not only the navel, but also in many other places, but Scourge is the only surviving species and its place of penetration was and is the human belly button. So it's just a fluke. Not really. If we believe that the devil created the Scourge, then invading the belly button is a conscious choice. The navel is the center of the body, the point that unites body and soul. The navel is the beginning of life. It is a part of the body that's common to both the owner and his mother. Then, the navel is a sacred place. Demons have always sought to ruin such places, to desecrate them. However, if we leave the magical part aside, the navel is also a good choice from an anatomical point of view. The belly button is the shortest way into the victim's belly. Moreover, it's not just a shortcut, it's a straight path. By overcoming the victim's belly button, the parasite is immediately inside the victim's abdomen. It's very fast and efficient. Also in the navel is one of the largest nerve plexuses in the human body. Because of this, when interacting with the belly button, Scourge can quickly begin to affect the victim. The navel is also a very vulnerable place. It is located in the center of the body. People often voluntarily expose it. In this case, few people give any special importance to the belly button. Many simply forget about its existence. No one ever expects their navel to be attacked. Seems impossible. Scourge takes advantage of this, making the penetration of the navel as unexpected as possible. The victim simply doesn't have time to react. But once the belly button is touched, it's too late. When yours navel is invaded by slippery, ugly, unintelligent parasite, you just do not understand what is happening and what to do. And if you try to save yourself, it probably won't work. The parasite is securely attached to your navel from the first seconds, thanks to the umbilical knot. It doesn't thin. Tentacles crawl between the folds. Start rubbing that tender umbilical knot, tugging everything back and forth, pulling, twisting, squeezing. It weaves its tentacles so deeply into the belly button that it actually becomes one with the victim's navel, and it is impossible to separate it now. If you try to grab it with your hands, it will immediately slip out because of the abundance of slime. Sharp, powerful movements and the small size of its own body. It also gives some incredible sensations. Every action of a parasite in the navel will cause the victim to tremble, cry, orgasm, or just confuse. In fact, the victim is simply paralyzed. So if the parasite has started to penetrate the belly button, it will do so. The victim has zero chance, so is completely helpless, absolutely. He solved one problem. You're left with two equally tough others. The navel is vulnerable as hell. It is also worth noting the attractiveness of the belly button to the parasite. If you look at the human torso in general, everything is very harmonious. Smooth body, smooth curves. Nothing stands out, but only complements each other. But the navel looks like something extraordinary. A sharp depression with a unique shape for each person with many cracks, crevices, curls, wrinkles, etc. In general, the size of the navel is well suited for a parasite. The walls of the navel tightly encircle the body and the parasite, providing a secure attachment and comfortable penetration for Scourge. Most navels look like deep holes, which looks very tempting. Seeing such an orifice, the parasite simply goes crazy and tries in every way to get there.